We're locked up. Welcome back. So in the last video on the Polaris, we got the engine out of the Big Boss 6x6 and we got the engine out of the Sportsman 4x4. So this is the low compression engine out of the 4x4 Polaris Sportsman 500. Come to find out, that four-wheels actually is a 2003 model, not a 06. So the guy told me that wrong. I had to do some little digging, and I found out that he had gave me the wrong year, but no biggie. 06 looks totally different. So what I'm doing now, I got to take off this exhaust port. I already got the front motor mount off because that's all different, and I got to pull off the pull cord cover and take the stator out of it, and I think the temp sensor's got to come off too, because all that is different from I think that 6x6 was what, a 2000 model, I think 98 2000. So everything is different setup. Even the electrical, it's got different plug-ins and stuff on it. So what I'm gonna do now is get this exhaust flange off, because we need that exhaust flange pipe to put on the other engine, which is a older engine. So we'll pop this off of here. The flange on the other engine that came out of the 6x6 points more up. This one points kind of straight across, so I need it. These engines are really the same engines, I think, from like 96 to 2006. I think I might be wrong. Might be 2005. These 500 engines were all the same, just some different stuff on them. Cylinders the same, the head's the same. So we'll set that there. Got a good gasket. So I gotta get the temp sensor off, which is, I gotta get the top motor mount. This temp sensor right here, it's gotta come off of there. Hope I got enough light. So we'll move this out of the way, and that looks like it's probably a 3/4. See if we can get it with a wrench. No, that's 3/4. That's more like a 17. So get this temp sensor off of here. I hope it should be low on coolant. So temp sensor's off. And what else? Gotta get this top engine mount off of here. So basically the heads and everything is the same, so you can interchange the mounts. Starter's the same. Starter gear's the same. Pull cord's the same. Oil filter, all that. I think water pump's the same. So I probably leave the starter on there. We got a good starter on the other one. We spun it over. And so I guess now I think the carburetor boot's the same too. Now we just got to get this pull cord assembly off and get the stator out of it. I hope it shouldn't come out. Kind of drained everything. Will that lean right there? Yeah. So we need to pop this cover off. Polaris, I mean, they're pretty simple to work on. I mean, the engine's separate from the transmission. I haven't been into a transmission yet. Well, they got all kind of different types of transmission. Hopefully got enough light, because my other stopped working. Let me see. Maybe it'll come on. Raining cats and dogs outside. Maybe we can stick it. So my other light stopped working, so that's enough light. Should be able to pull. It's like it's sliding down. That's better. Got all the screws. Just good. Pop that off of there. Probably never been off before. Man, that gasket's still sort of good. I can almost save it. Ah, we saved the gasket! Yay! That's a first. Usually they don't even have a gasket on them. People that took the pull cord off trying to fix it and don't put a new gasket. So this is starter gear. You have to be careful because behind the starter gear it has a little spacer. Now that's going to be the fun part. We got to pull this flywheel off. I think that's a 7/8. I don't have my big impact gun. Battery one. It's raining cats and dogs outside. I'm gonna have to turn the compressor on. That's gonna make noise. I might have enough air to get that off. Let's see. I didn't think that far. I rarely use air. I'm gonna have to turn the compressor on, I know. So let's just see, it might pop it off. There we go. That has a special puller for it to get the flywheel off, but you can use one of those harmonic balancer pullers, but you gotta have the right screws. You use one of these harmonic balancer pullers for a car, but you gotta have the right screws to screw into the flywheel. Get it. Got dirt all over me. I'm messing with that four-wheeler. Get all this dirt off of me. Sort of itch. Man. All right. Run these in there. I'm going to use long screws. Try not to run it all the way in too far, because you can damage the stator coils. make sure all those screws are even. Usually they pop right off really easy. Just put a little tension on it. I think that's, I want to say it's 5. Hopefully I got enough air. What the world? It was in reverse. I ain't got enough air. It's got some tension. I might be able to smack it with a hammer and pop off. There it goes. I'm going to have to turn the compressor on. Yep. Well, let me let the compressor fill up, and I'll get this off of here. There we go. Alright. The thing looks nice and clean. What is that? Some pieces in there. It's like a spring or something. Where'd that come from? It's a bunch of little spring. There's a bunch of metal on there too. I don't know where this little spring would have came from, but it was stuck to the magnet. So this is the stator. This is what generates power to all your components on the bike. Charges your battery. It keeps this right here is a pulse coil that generates fire going to your coil into your ECU. So that right there is a key component of the electrical system. So it's kind of dirty, but it's still a work. I put some electrical cleaner on it, clean it up. But we have to pull this cover off. Not the cover, I'm sorry. These 3 screws, you can change this whole cover, but a lot of times these screws are stripped out, so I would recommend you use like an impact driver. But if you pull this cover off, behind there is a timing chain. You'll be in the bottom end of the motor. Sometimes these covers are different, so hopefully I can use this cover with the stator. I can put this stator on the other cover, because I think the position of the coil here, pulse coil, sometimes can be in the wrong spot. It can be up here or on that side. You have to run everything together, so I won't know until I get that other bottom end up here and get that cover off. What I might do, I really hate to break inside. It's a big O-ring behind there. No big deal. I really just hate to go in there and cause a mess, because there's still oil in the bottom of this motor. It has a drain right here where you can drain it, but I didn't drain it there. I forgot about it. But what we could do, we could just go ahead and get the other motor up here and get the other motor up here. Let's take off that side cover, see what that one looks like, make sure it's the same. It's just a couple screws, but we could do it out there. Now we'll bring it in here. Even though it's gonna be heavy. I want to make. I'm still debating. Should I just pull the whole cover off? Then when I pick it up, oil's gonna come out. What I probably just did is just bring the other motor, set the other motor up here. I set this on the other table over here, and we'll pull that cover off, see what we got. So, be back in a sec. That's all I get. This table here is higher than the other table. How you gonna pick that one up? Woo! Spider-Man. Alright, so this is the engine we're going to use. Let's go ahead and pop this side cover off. That thing was not light to put up here. Oop. Without the motor mount on it, the engine will basically sit straight up in the air. How's that? Put some light. Ew. This one got a new starter gear. He said that he put a new starter and stuff on this engine, but you can see water gets in there, rust everything up. Now these pull cord covers have a drain screw, and you take the screw out and you can drain it. If water gets in there, Nobody does it. This was missing the spacer. They always lose that little spacer that's supposed to be on the back of the starter gear. So this one's missing one. And when it don't hurt it, but it keeps the starter gear from rattling. It kind of keeps it in there tight when you put the cover on. And it looks like this is the same thing. Let's see if we can get I know I ran into that on another Polaris 500. The stator post coil was in a different spot, but this one might be the same. We're gonna find out. I had to clean it up in there anyway. And I gotta get these screws out of here. Alright, so I'm going after a new approach. I got a 3-jar puller on here. I was going to try this before I try and drill that one screw out and retap it to use the other puller. So let's just see if this will work. Yeah, let's get a hammer. Hopefully this will work. I heard something. Something went cling. I'm scared to hold it. Man, that sucker still won't come off. I might have to get behind it with something. Now I'm messing up the... I might have to come in where the starter hole is and hit it with something. I don't know if I got a long chisel. Maybe come in behind like that. understand why that sucker won't pop off of it. Oop. It's always got to be the motor you're going to use that has the problem. It ain't the motor you ain't going to use. I better leave that on there. Man, that sucker. It's on there. I knew this was going to happen. It still ain't budged. That's a lot of pressure on there. I'm glad it didn't hit the camera. That definitely drove it off. You can see where that screw went all the way through and it's broke off. Didn't damage the threads, so it's off. So now we just got to take the stator off the other motor. I gotta get my impact driver, and those Phillips head screws, they're bad about stripping out. That sucker came off 90 to nothing. So you can't get it off, 3-jaw puller, but you got to make sure that you put something against there, against the crank, so you won't mess the threads up. Leave the nut on there kind of halfway. I could have put the nut on there and left it kind of halfway on there, and that could have softened the blow. I lost my little, I got like a little nipple thing that, with the high-mounted balancers, it come with a little sleeve you can put on here that goes against the crankshaft, or it goes on the high-mounted balance puller. Flew off somewhere in oblivion, but we got it off. Good. Good. Alright, so now I need to get these screws loose, and hopefully my impact driver will act right. I just had it, set it down somewhere. Let me see that impact driver there. Put it back in the box. Yeah, I did. I'm just glad it came off. I didn't have to try and tap those screw holes, or that one screw hole out. All right. It's kind of warm in here. Let me plug up the fan. Much better. Now the impact driver It has two directions. You can tighten the screw if you smack it with a hammer, or you can loosen the screw. You gotta make sure you got some good bits, so you can tell the direction. If you push down on it, it'll turn each direction, because that's what makes it turn, is impact. So it should be taken loose. Yep. Get you a good hammer. Don't have to be a gigantic hammer. And you can kind of turn your hand when you're smacking it. That'll help it out. That one's going to be stubborn. It's always got to be one. All the time. Look at that. It's always got to be one. So I guess I'm going to have to heat that up now. That one makes me want to change the whole plate. Let's get the post coil. It might come loose with a good screwdriver. That's a negative. Like I said, I really don't want to change that whole plate, because there's an O-ring back here where your timing chain is. Gotta make sure you got the right. I don't have a impact bit that small. These bits ain't gonna work. That one's chipped. I have to get a good screwdriver for that. Main concern really is that I probably can hit that with some vice grips. Or first, I'll try and heat it up. How about that? It's probably why that thing wouldn't fire. If you look at the stator, it is all rusted up. The stator's probably just so rusty when making contact. The magnet of the flywheel wasn't magnetizing with the coils. That's probably why it wouldn't fire. That's too late. Big boss is gone. See what that does. Some more rust buckets. Man, I hope I don't have to take that cover off. There's actually a seal right there too, I forgot about. That screw won't come out. I think it's starting to turn. Little by little. It's trying to turn. I wonder if I can get some PB blaster back there. Turn and stop. It's trying to turn. I don't want to rush it though. Yep, it broke off. I figured it was going to do that. This thing been sitting without the pull rope handle seated. I'm leaning towards just changing the whole doggone cover out. Yep, stuck right there. At least it's enough sticking out. I might can heat that stud up or double nut it or something. Where did this come from? Now I need to get these little small screws loose. Let me see. I knew that was going to be a problem. I've seen all that rust. These small screws don't come out. I'm just going to go ahead and have to just break it down. Man, those screws are so rusty. That one came loose. Probably gonna leave that other one in there, because we just need the coil. No, can't do that. That one's real risky. There she goes. Sorry about that, I didn't know the camera wasn't focusing. I need all the space I can get. Especially when I had got that flywheel to come off there. That was a missile. Got one little bitty screw right here. That one, it's one little ground screw. I don't know if you can see it. It's a little ground wire. It's kind of hard to see the other side of that mag. With a good sharp chisel, you can hit the edge of those bolts or screws. You can get them to turn. All right, so the stator is officially out. So it's out, and it looks bad too. That's why that thing wouldn't fire. Look at the stator, it's all rusty. I should have checked it, but I don't know if I got a spare one. Anyway, now I just got to get this stud out that's broke. Let me make some room. Maybe I can heat it up and get hold to it with some vice grips. Hopefully that'll work. So bad news, I tried welding a nut on that broken off bolt, and it's just the rest of it just seized inside of that plate. So what I'm gonna do, I thought about it. I mean, 2 bolts should hold it. And then I got to thinking, let's just do it right. I'm just going to swap the plate. I'm just going to take these 5 bolts out. Just pull the whole plate with the stator and all. And just swap it over to here. Because what if those bolts do the same thing? So I'm just going to, then I can clean up all in here and everything. See how the timing chain looks. I don't know if I'll video all that, but we'll get all that swapped over and get the pull cord cover back on, get this motor over in the frame, and let's get this thing cranked up. So I went ahead and just swapped out the stator plates. So this is the engine we're going to use. This is the original engine that has the low compression. So I pulled this plate off here, and it has a little hole in it that the oil pumps through to oil this bushing that goes around your crankshaft. And it has this little O-ring here. It sits in the block. You want to make sure you put that O-ring back in if you take this cover off to do the timing chain. But it looks pretty clean in there. The chain and the guides look alright. And it has this little O-ring here that goes around the backside of this plate. And if you're going to take that off, I would say get you a new one, because it just rips. This one was stuck on the block, so when I pulled the plate off, it ripped in half. But the other one stayed on the back side of the plate. So now we got the later model stator set up on this little older model engine. And I even coated the back side of this plate with some silicone too, just in case that O-ring fails. It has something to seal it up. So went ahead and just laid them on the ground. That way I can see everything, do everything one time. So I'm just gonna put this plate back on here because oil is still in the bottom end. It has a drain screw right here. You barely see that one. There's a drain screw there where you can drain the rest of your oil out, because if you drain that oil tank, it's not going to get all the oil out. Another thing I found too, the older model 500s have slottable screw holes. I guess you can adjust the timing a little bit, and the newer ones don't. So I don't know how you can. I know there's a mark right here on the block that you can line up. I took a Sharpie and kind of lined that one up. But anyway, that's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw the flywheel, starter, pull, cord assembly, throw all that back on, change the the exhaust flange pipe, and get ready to drop this thing back inside of the four-wheeler. Alright, it's time to put the engine in. Got it all ready. I just got to struggle and get it over there and get it dropped back in the frame. And I'm not ready for this particularly, but because it's heavy. I can't remember how I got it out. It's always easy coming out. Going back in is when you have issues. Find some place to grab it, because I gotta get the engine. Oh. Get the engine straight. Oh man, I messed up. I should have left that top motor mount out. This is hanging me up. top mount. That's what's hanging me up. I took it out that way, but I should have left it off. That way I can just drop it in there straight. I'm gonna snatch this top mount back off. Rather have that out of the way so I can pick it up and I just don't want to go over that stud mount at the front. Look, it's a stud mount right at the front of the motor. I hope I didn't put the... Oh, I know what I did. I think I put the engine mounts in the wrong spot on the back of the motor. They're supposed to go more forward. Yeah, I messed up. I can tell. I'm gonna have to take the motor back out. Those rubber mounts, I put them in the wrong spot. They're supposed to go more forward, I believe. Look at this motor over here. It's got 2 sets of holes in it. Yep. Darn. They had put that motor in so many different applications. I don't want to have to take it back out of the frame. I think I'm going to have to take it back out. That's why the top mount wouldn't line up for me. Maybe I can do it like that. Should be able to get it in there now. Should go right in there. Just gotta grab it again and not mess my hand up. Cause now I don't have nothing to grab hold to. Ooh, I almost got my finger. Just needs to go over just a tad. Not in the hole. mouse not sitting down. You and me. I know these mounts are in the right spot. It won't sit down. It's hung up. Oh, it's hung on the frame. What is going on here? Man, it's all hung up. It's catching the frame on this side. I can pry it with a pry bar. There she goes. Sitting in there now. Just got to put this mount back on. Lean the motor towards me some. Almost getting closer to startup. Well, still got a ways to go. I got to put the clutch on. I got to put the pulley, the belt, covers, exhaust, fuel system. Hook the electrical back up. But it's in like Flynn, or whatever it is. So engine is back in. So now I just gotta start hooking all the electricals and all that stuff up like I said. Put the clutch and the cover, belt, all that on. I gotta tighten the motor mounts up, but it's in. So same motor from like 98, I think, 97 on up to like 03, 04, possibly 05, I believe, 500. So yep. So yeah, it's in. Let me start hooking some stuff up. Alrighty. So I got a lot of stuff hooked up tonight. Got the engine completely wired up. Got the blower cover back on, the clutch cover or whatever. Got all that tied up. Got oil in it. Got the exhaust all hooked up. The shifter hooked back up. Got the starter solenoid back on it. So now I just need to get a new battery for it, and this carburetor, it's got some green stuff coming out of it. So I suspect that the carburetor is going to have to come apart. I can see it all down in there. This carburetor is going to have to come apart and be cleaned out. So I'm not even going to try and run it. I'm going to have to break it down, clean it. But everything's hooked up except for the carb and a battery, and put the gas tank on it. Hopefully this vacuum style fuel pump is good. Someone's changed it because the hose clamps are not all the way up on the hoses where it goes onto the pump, because this has, like all Polaris, except for the newer ones because they're fuel injected, they have this vacuum style fuel pump that works off vacuum coming from the intake. Actually, it's coming from off the carburetor, which is this line right here, because it hooks to this port here, and that's where your throttle blade is. So the more you open that up, the more vacuum you get, the more fuel pump pressure you get. So I am going to shut it down for now. Wait till tomorrow, get a new battery, break that carburetor down, and then we'll try and put some gas in it and see what it fire up. And if it does run good, no smoke and everything, no coolant leaks, all that, then we'll throw the plastics on it. Well, before I put the plastics on the front, I want to replace these control arm bushings, because I mean that is just gone, and it's easier to do without the plastics on the front. I got the bushing kit for the front and the rear, so yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, and we'll get back to it. All right, so finally got the carburetor back together, and it's on there, all bolted up. So I got some coolant in it, and got new oil filter. We got a new fuel pump. I said I wasn't gonna chance this old fuel pump is probably full of bad gas and stuff. Probably don't work. Usually when they sit around for a long time, the diaphragm inside of them go bad. So instead of taking the chance of running this one, I just went on the old Amazon, got a cheap one, 17 bucks, and we'll throw it on there. Got a new Super Start Power Sport battery from O'Reilly's. It's all charged up, ready to go in. Gas tanks cleaned out, ready to go back on. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this fuel pump on and get the gas tank on it. Hopefully the carburetor pans out. Like I said, I let it soak, went through it a couple times, so hopefully it pans out good. The floats will do floaty things, and the needle will do needle things, and should be good. So let me get all this stuff on there and we'll fire it up. All right, guys and gals, it's the time everybody been waiting on. It's time to crank this old girl up. Hopefully everything pans out right, and the old big boss motor be a good one. So let's put some fuel in it. I accidentally kind of broke the starter solenoid when I was putting the battery in it. It came apart, so it's kind of zip tied together. Hopefully it'll work. I ordered a new one, so hopefully this one at least let us crank it up. I really don't feel like pull starting unless I have to. I never really have luck with pull starting. Too much compression. Let me get some gas in it. So I'm running the gas bottle because I didn't want to put the tank on it and then I had to pull the tank back off to work on it, because the gas tank doesn't have a shutoff on it. Once you pull that line off the bottom of the gas tank going to the actual shutoff valve, it's wide open. I don't know why Polaris did that. They should have put a shutoff valve on the gas tank instead of over here on the frame. So we'll leave that off until we get it percolating right, and then we'll put it back on. So let's see, gas. Is gas on? I hope my valve ain't messed up. Let's see, gas. Yeah, it's going down the hose. So I guess gas is on. I have to look at the, I don't know if it says it on the side cover. On is down. So choke on. Let's see what it does. Oh, you gotta turn the key. Yeah, that starter solenoid is bad. I'm gonna have to hit it with something. I figured that solenoid was gonna act up because I accidentally broke it. Whoa. Yeah, that solenoid's junk. It's always something, ain't it? Shoot some more at it. I got the choke on. Oh man. I think the on and off petcock is leaking. I got to order one of those. I ain't got nothing now. That solenoid's junk. Let me see, can I pull start it? I kind of figured that was going to happen though. Ooh! Compression. This thing's got some compression. Carburetor's leaking. Yep. I figured that. Stopped. We'll leave the gas off. Ooh, dang. Compression. I mean, the starter solenoid just took a dump. I think it's actually a connection problem. Sorry we couldn't hear my microphone. Flipped into my shirt. It's probably better. Let me tighten the cables up. I knew that solenoid was gonna take a crap. It ain't doing jack. I wonder, can I just jump it with a screwdriver? There we go. trying to idle it up. Idle screw don't want to work. And what's up with that? I don't know if it's idled all the way up or not. Yeah, that cylinder is junk. Let's try it again. Crank. Don't want to idle for some reason. I don't know. I know I put the idle screw in there right. It's like the idle. It's got this cable type idle screw. Sounds good. Oh, the idle screw is all the way in. How does that work? I don't think this idle screw is long enough. Let me see if I got another. Idle screw. It's like it, if I hold the throttle, it was alright, and then when I let off of it, it didn't want to idle. I don't know what's up with that. Make sure the carburetor ain't leaking. No? I got another one over here in the box. Motor sounded pretty good. Oh. This one might work. It's a little shorter, but man, that one's so dry rotted. Might work, then again it might not work. Now this one's kind of dry rotted. Won't even let me. See if I got another one. What it is, it's got this cable, and that turns inside the carburetor as you turn it, where your throttle linkage is. Well, it's not letting it idle up. So let me see if I got another one. I don't know why they just do a regular idle screw. Just seen a box that has some carburetor stuff. Well, I might not have another one. I'm looking. I got 1,000,000 carburetors, and this is the only. Only cable idle screw I got. Makes no sense. Let me try it without the spring. It has a spring on it. Maybe the spring is not letting it screw inside the carburetor all the way. This pipe is hot too. Whew, man, that pipe hot. I have to go get some needle nose or something. Let me grab some needle nose. Like I said, it sounded pretty good. I just couldn't get it to idle because it looked like to me that idle screw is wrong. It's not going all the way inside of the carburetor. I ain't have to pull this carburetor back off. Yeah, it's not going all the way inside of there. Those are identical. This other one's so dry rotted though, I can't. Yeah, that one, it won't even turn, it's so dry rotted. I'm gonna have to figure out some kind of idle screw or something. So I might have to do some digging, see if I can find a idle screw for the carburetor, because it's on this side of the carburetor. It's kind of hard to see. It goes right there at the bottom of the carburetor. Well, on the side really. And it's like this screw is not long enough. It stops before it hits the little linkage where the cable goes. So I'm gonna have to come up with something. So give me a minute, let me see what I can come up with. We'll fire it back up and hopefully it'll idle. Let's cut the key off. Alright, so I got the gas tank on. I'm still waiting on the fuel shutoff valve, the shutoff petcock. I'm waiting on it because this one started leaking extremely bad. I did get a solenoid on it. I had a used one laying around, so I got the starter solenoid. It cranks by the button. So now I'm working on the front end, the lower control arm bushings. I bought this kit off of Amazon. It comes with all these plastic bushings and the rods that go through the control arms. Here's a blow up right here of it. It has that rod that goes through, and then you have these plastic bushings that go on each end. And there's a 14 millimeter bolt that goes through the frame, which keeps all that tight. So they've been riding this thing for a long time with no bushings, and they're completely shot. So if you look at this side here, and there's nothing. I mean, and I don't know why Polaris made those out of plastic. I mean, that was stupid. I mean, it has a grease fitting there. Well, this side don't even have one. The other side does. That's strange. It's like they forgot to put grease fittings. I know most of the Polaris's, it's got the grease fitting. Let's see. See, this side does. You can pump grease in there and kind of keep water out and protect these plastic bushings, but they're wore out all the way around. But like I say, you got this. This is the shaft goes through the tube here, and these bushings, you just kind of peck them in there like that, and like I say, I don't know why they didn't put any grease fittings on that other side. Just kind of shove that in there. What I did, it was full of mud. I kind of cleaned it out with some brake cleaner. Let's see, get this side here. Now, the factory did put brass inlets on each end. I don't know if the factory did or what, but it had these on there. But if somebody could have changed them out, because I think you can get a brass set and it lasts longer. But we'll make sure that's this out of the way. That's in there tight. And then you put this rod through there, and then it's got a bunch of crud. Bunch of crud right there on the frame. I want to make sure all that's. I know you guys probably can't see much, but it's hard for me to get the camera in here and work at the same time, but I try to do the best I can. But this rod in there. I almost wanted to use the original rod that goes through there, because some of them can be a little bit too long. Let me get a hammer. It comes with new screws and lock washers. Yeah, I can tell that one's longer. They don't want to fit in there. Tight fit. I wonder if we use the original one. Let's see. Yeah, that one's way too long. It's a little bit longer at the end. Right there on the end. So I'm gonna put the original one back in there. Get all this dirt off of here. That's that aftermarket stuff for you. I think I ran into this with a 325 I was working on. See, it fits in there perfectly. Let's see what these bolts look like. I have to use the original one, which I don't mind. Lock watchers look kind of janky. They're the same bolts and everything. Let's just see where they even start. They're the same. Now thing about it, that rod will move around when you try and tighten it up. That tighten it up. I guess as tight as it's gonna get. Got a little play in it. Unless that, I don't like the way that slides though. Maybe when I tighten it up, it'll squeeze it in. Hopefully. I know some of them have these brass bushings in between there. So that's gonna slide. I know these brass bushings are supposed to be on each end, so I'm wondering, did they just leave them out of the kit? This side had 2 of them. The other side didn't have none. Let's take that back loose. Let's see. I'm about to trip over this thing. Is that better? Yeah, that's got to be better. So, I'm going to take this back loose. I might have some of those. I think it's just on the front where they have those little brass bushings. I have to look. I might have some extra ones laying around. We'll pull that back out. Put that one in there. And I think they gotta both go in at the same time. Oh. That ain't gonna work either. I might have to knock them in a little bit more. I know it's not supposed to have that much play in it. Unless one goes in on one end. Maybe that's how it goes. They had 2 on this side. Maybe it's only supposed to have 1. They don't even show that in the book though. I just thought about it. You can't get, ain't no way you're gonna get 2 of them in there. There's no possible way. Let's tighten it up and see how much play we got. Polaris cheaped out on this, and they could have came up with a rubber bushing or something that'll last a lot longer than plastic. Tighten it down. And you don't want it. Still got a lot of play in it though. It's not a whole lot. I'm pretty sure those bushings those rods is the same diameter, but they're too long. Now I'm curious. Let's put the other. I probably won't be able to get this one back loose. Let's slide this back out for a minute. See how loose this one is. It's the same. I guess once you put grease in there, it'll tighten up. Pump it full of grease, but I know it needs these bushings, these little brass things on each end, one end. As far as that one gonna go. As far as that one gonna go. So I guess that's why they wear out so fast, because they're not really tight to begin with. I mean, that's insane. I've never seen one with. Usually they have those brass bushings on each end, but that ain't gonna work unless I put like a washer in there, like a good sized washer. You don't really want it wiggling back and forth. I can't get that washer out. Good old stick. Oh, come on. Unless I can find like a washer, nice size washer to put on the other end, and that'll keep it from, doing that. Let me see what I can find. Something I can make a shim out of. Let's tuck this back loose. And that'll tighten it up. I just took like a washer that the rod will be able to slide through. Now I can get that thing to line back up. Cheap stuff. I mean, if I tighten it up, it's a little bit too tight. It just have to wear in, But the other side don't even have a grease fit, nothing. That's what I don't understand. Unless these aftermarket control arms, but they look the same to me. Now that's pretty tight. So that's what I'm gonna have to do with the other side. I'm gonna have to put like a washer in there. And I pumped that one full of grease. But the other side, I don't know what to say about it. But it's in there nice and tight. So let me go ahead and finish the other side, then we'll move on to the back. Alright, so here we go. So now I'm at the back. These control arm bushings are shot all the way around. I mean, you can just grab the hub. I mean, all of them bushings. And no grease fittings. I mean, that is unreal that Polaris wouldn't put grease fittings in these A-arms where you can grease those plastic bushings. I mean, those are gone. The ones down here are gone. All four of those are gone at the top up here. So that's had to have been a real messed up ride. Everything just clanking and clacking. So I'm fixing to tear both sides down because both sides are bad. Oh, this side ain't off the ground. But you see where I'm coming from. And for some reason on the front on this side, I didn't have to add a spacer between the control arm and the frame. That side went right on in tight. So Polaris, I don't know what was up with this one. This one must was built on a Friday or something. I don't know, but I'm gonna get all this tore down so we can get the bushings in. Alright, so I've been fighting this rear suspension for the last 2 days. I did one side about half a day, one side, and then I came back and did the other side. So let's say 1.5 days. But anyway, replace all the bushings on both sides. So we got the lower bushings where the hub is. We got the new bushings up here. What I did was just pack them full of grease because there's no grease fittings, and maybe they'll last a little longer. On the upper control arm, this one here, you got 2 bolts that go through the transmission. Well, if you see right here, this bolt is backed up against the axle, so you can't get it out unless you pull the axle out. So what I did, I took those 2 bolts loose on that bracket and just took the control arm loose there, slid the bolt out, and I had to cut the bolt, and then I just put a new one in it. Because you can't get it out of there. Well, take that back. I'm on the wrong side. It's this side that the bolt is turned around backwards, and when you try to slide the bolt out, it will hit the axle. So I slid the bolt out as far as I could, and I just cut it off, and I went back to the back. I got a parts four-wheeler, a little older, got the bolt I needed, and I slid it in the opposite way, so if you have to change it, you can slide it out. But on that side over there, that side is the side that the bolt is facing the axle also, and I just took those 2 bolts loose on the bracket right there, pulled the whole control arm out, and got the new bushings. So the bottom was pretty good. So when I got to this side, the kit that I bought was short 4 bushings. So I went back to the Polaris four-wheeler, which is a 94, I believe, and they had rubber bushings in it. I guess those are factory rubber bushings from 94. So I got some used ones that were good in the top of the hub and in the lower part of the control arm. And then same scenario, I had to cut the bolt, take the bracket loose back there, And sorry about that. It's kind of hard to get in there, focus. But yeah, everything's built nice and tight. So we got parts that came in today. We got new it's not gonna light. Got new front brake master cylinder, which also controls the rear brake, and got a new rear master cylinder, and we got a new two-way petcock for the fuel tank. So we got that new. I tried messing with the front master cylinder up here, couldn't get it to bleed up. Typical Polaris stuff. I was digging in my stash and I found some brand new brake pads that are the same on these calipers I got. So these really need some brake pads. So I'll put the new pads on there. The rear master cylinder is right here. So I get that changed out. I blew out the brake lines, they were all cloggy. Disconnected all the brake lines right here at this T or this block. Blew it all out, got it clean. I was able to get some fluid pumped up there, but it just won't hold pressure. So I'm gonna get to work on getting brakes on it, get the gas tank in it with the new petcock. Got the wheels painted up and ready. I got to get the rear caliper cleaned up, make sure it's gonna work, and just a whole bunch of stuff I ain't gonna video. This is long dragged out project. Oh, one more thing. These rods here to go through the back control arms are a little bit longer, just like the front. They're probably about 1/4 of an inch longer, so I have to use the old ones. But if you buy one of these kits, it's an Amazon kit. If you get one of these kits, make sure that when you buy it, that you got all the bushings and stuff you need, because I went through a lot counting them and was still short. So just make sure this kit's supposed to fit the front and the rear. So make sure when you get it, you got all the bushings you need to do the front and the rear, and you gotta be good. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get back working on this thing, try and get this thing ready to do a test drive and get it out of here. All right, so I got the gas tank on, got the new fuel petcock on, and I'm just sitting here letting it run. I got it in 4-wheel drive, making sure all that works. So we got the brakes working now. So we're good to go with that. But had a huge problem, and it's my fault, I wasn't paying attention. So these rear tires and the tires all the way around are 12s. Well, these rear tires are 12s and they're wide enough to go over the rear brake caliper, but the tires I got for the rear are 10s and they're not wide enough. So now I gotta get some tires to put on the size 12 Polaris rims. So either I'm gonna try and find a whole set of 12s, because these are bead lock rims. Try and find a whole set of 12s so I can just either put all 4 of them on or just the rear, or find some tires to put on these rims. The front tires are good, they fit perfect, but the rims for the rear that I got, painted them all up, cleaned them up, it won't fit. So I gotta go with 12s. So I'm gonna get on Marketplace, see who might have a set of tires, some takeoffs or something, and cut it off. See who might have a set of takeoffs I can put on it. And I really don't want to put no more money in this thing. I got a brand new seat coming for it, which I might put the new seat on my 4-wheeler and put the seat off my four-wheeler on this one. I don't know. But anyway, I got a brand new seat coming for it either way. And it's going to need a rear axle. Well, the boot is busted on this side, but I don't think it's going to make any noise. But I'll let the buyer know, hey, it needs a rear axle. Those axles ain't cheap. And like I say, I don't want to put any more money in it as I possibly can. So my next thing is going to be get some tires on it. I'm gonna go ahead and put the front plastics on it because I'm done with all that now. Like I said, I got the winch going and everything. All the lights are working. Four-wheel drive works. Brakes work. And of course the engine works. So try and get some tires and get this thing together finally. Working on these old Polarises, when they sit up for a couple years, you got to go through the list: brakes, fuel system, tires, electrical. I should know that by now, but sometimes you think, oh well, maybe the master cylinder will pump up. Nope, no it won't. No it won't. Just go ahead and buy a new one, Amazon, $20. And luckily I had some new brake shoes laying around for the front. All right. Let me see what I can do. Alright, so I hit the jackpot. I found a set of 12-inch tires. These came off of a 2015 Polaris Ranger, and they was on Marketplace. The guy wanted to get them out of the way because nobody was buying them. I've already took the one tire off of this rim. These are 25 by 8 by 12. So this would be the rear, which is the 8. And the reason why he took them off, because he bought some new rims and he hit something and it cracked the rim. I mean, this is like a brand new tire. And this tire here has a hole in it. Where's that hole at? It has a hole in it. It needs to be patched. I've seen it somewhere. Here. It has a hole right there. So it could be patched. I wouldn't recommend plug it. But that's one of the fronts. And that's one of the rears. And that is a 25 by 10 by 12. And this is the other front, which is a 25 8 by 12. So I've already got one broke down and got it on the factory style Polaris wheel, which is all aluminum, all solid wheel. That's not a bead lock rim. It's all aluminum. So I had to do some modifications to my old school tire changer, which you can use this for cars, trucks. This thing was made probably back in the 40s. I've had it for a long time. You just put the tire on there and you can break the bead. So you put your tire on there, slide this on, you lock it to whatever your tire height is or rim height, and use that to press it. I'll show you. Now this thing here I got from a friend of mine years ago. It's a homemade tire bead breaker. You put the tire in there and you use a pipe with a chain, and you can press it down and break the bead on the tire. So I use that thing on ATV tires. You can put car tires in it. They actually sell a store brand one, but somebody made this thing and probably made it a long time ago. It's out of some tubing and some pipes, some channel iron, but I use it on ATV tires. So I'm going to break down the aluminum wheels. Oh, let me show you. Since I don't have two good front tires because these front tires are blowed. I got a set that I bought a couple months ago, and these are 25 by 8 by 12. Same size as these. So I'll be putting them on the front rims. So, but yeah, those Polaris aluminum wheels are solid wheels. So, we're going to move everything out of the way because it requires you to get to dancing around. So I'm going to break down the back one. Which is really slick. Now these are 24 by 11 12s. We're putting 25s on it. So being this is a solid rim, which I've never seen one that's solid that you can't take the center out of. I guess they got a special tire machine at the ATV shop or something. But only thing I did, this pipe. Now these rims are already scarred up, so I ain't too much worried about scratching them. So you want to get it lined up with the bead. And then press down, pops it right off. Now the tires are super dry rotted, they haven't been taken off in some years. You might have a little problem. But like I said, these are already scarred up, so I might just throw a rag down there. Just keep from scarring them up any worse than they already are. You get another rag. And this will save me some money. I mean, I take them to the ATV shop. They're probably gonna charge me maybe $100 or something. We're trying to keep this budget friendly. Just because I'm doing it the backwards way is the reason I can't get it set up. All right. So just press down like that. Sometimes you can get them all in one blow. Now, the bead is broken. We'll take it over to the tire table breaker and finish the job off. turkeys. Look at the turkeys. Well, folks, here it is, 2003 Polaris Sportsman 500 HO. What did we do to it? We put another engine in it. It came out of a Big Boss 6-wheeler. We went through the brake system. Didn't have to do any electrical work. That was good. We put tires on it. We got a new seat, new battery. Got the front missing the cover that was missing, and runs really good. So I was glad to save this thing because the owner had threw it on Marketplace and he got tired of messing with it, and he said that he was probably going to start parting it out if nobody didn't buy it. So it turned out really nice. The rims can use some cleaning on them, some polishing, but other than that, I mean, it's a complete unit. We got the tires cheap, picked them up off of Marketplace. I mean, they're a little bit worn in the middle treads on the back, but they'll do good. They even give it some ground clearance. The front tires was tires I already had, and they are really in good shape, because the other Ranger tires are one of them's got a hole in it, and I didn't really want to break down the other one because I wanted a matching set. But as you see, here it is. She should fly right up. Now this one here, you have to hold the brake down, put it all the way in park. Come on, Betsy. Fires right up. I mean, all the lights work, the speedo works, gauge cluster works. Really happy how this one turned out. If y'all been following my channel, y'all know I've had a ton of Polarises, and they're just cheap, easy to work on, and once you get to working on them quite a bit, you'll know what you need to have to put one together. If you just buy one that been sitting for a long time. I still haven't put the rear axle on yet. It's kind of clicking a little bit, but axle's $100, so I think I'm gonna keep this one. I think I'm gonna sell my other 500, my 2000 model. I think I'm gonna hold on to this one. I mean, the 6-wheeler motor turned out great. What more can you ask for? I mean, these newer 4-wheelers are really expensive, and the used ones are selling like hotcakes, especially in the 4-wheel drive. But I think I'm gonna hold on to this one though, because it's a little newer than what I've had, and I like it. Maybe later on I get me some better tires for the back. But anyway, it's a beautiful day today. Surprised there's not any deer popping out. There was some turkeys that popped out, and I'm going to ride this thing and enjoy it. And I hope y'all enjoyed the video also, or the series, on this 2003 Polaris 500 HO. And who knows what else I will run into. I try not to buy anymore, but they're just so cheap. You can buy them so cheap. Amazon got everything that you can think of to build one, engine wise, suspension wise, brake wise, electrical wise. I mean, you can buy a brand new seat, you can buy basically everything. I think you can't buy the plastics anymore, but you can buy everything else. And what you can't find on Amazon, you can buy off eBay, or you can find a parts bike for $100, $200, get off what you need, hey, and build you one. man, this thing got some pep. It's got a lot of pep. So, alright guys, well, that's going to be it for now. I'm going to ride a little bit more and head on back to the shop and think about what I'm going to do next. What I'm going to bring out next to the channel. I got some stuff up my sleeve though, so y'all just stay tuned. This is not it. So, but yeah, she turned out pretty good. Really good. So anyway, as always, y'all like, share, subscribe, and check out the first channel, RPM Auto Moto. Check it out and subscribe to it. I mean RPM Auto, sorry. RPM Auto. Check out that first channel. Subscribe to it. That's the channel that we do the cars and stuff on now. Cars and trucks and salvage yards and car shows. This channel here is all about small engines, motorcycles, four-wheelers. Maybe later on we'll get some jet skis. There's some jet skis and boat stuff and four-wheeler stuff, motorcycle stuff on the first channel also. You can go back some videos about a couple years ago and check out those videos. I decided to start a new channel just for this type of stuff here. So we got our off-road stuff and water stuff, and we got our on-road stuff. So check that out. Like, share, subscribe. Instagram RPM Auto 4 and Facebook RPM Auto Motor, or just look for the round circle with the RPM symbol in the middle. Check that out, and leave an email at that's rpmauto780@yahoo.com. You can leave an email if you got any questions or anything, or want to buy something you see on either one of the channels, if I still got it. And so that's gonna be it. So I hope y'all having a good day and have a good evening and a good week, and we'll holler at y'all later, and peace out.